And then we'll do that again. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Noticing the expansion of the rib cage at the top of the inhale. And then as you exhale, big heavy sigh, letting everything go. So just settling into your body today, taking time to allow yourself to be comfortable. So if that's modifying or using a block or a towel roll or a rolled piece of clothing, that is always welcome. And take a few moments of observation. Just kind of noticing what comes up for you today. So started talking a little bit yesterday, just about our intention of self-study. I think this is a good time of year to come into that concept and that notion of just what we want to focus on, what's meaningful for us. And sometimes we can do that by moving meditation, such as yoga or Tai Chi. And other times we can do that as more of a still meditation, such as a seated meditation. So just thinking about how you might do that and thinking about taking care of yourself during this time as well. So really utilizing that concept of self-study to get to know ourselves a little bit better. And I also appreciate the concept of self-study as well, because it's something that's continuously changing. So depending on what's going on in our world, we might have to modify or change our approach to things in order to find that true concept of joy and peace within ourselves. That might drive a little bit more change or variety or a different approach to how we do things day to day. So just keeping that in mind as you practice today. So we'll take our focus inward, noticing the sensation of the breath, noticing the location of the breath. Noticing any emotions that come up for you as you breathe a little bit deeper. So maybe you feel a sense of peace or joy. Maybe you feel calm or centered. Maybe you notice a sense of contentment or ease. So maybe just coming up with whatever feelings you're noting as you're breathing a little bit deeper today. And then just paying attention to the locations that you're noticing the breath. And then also as you do that, I invite you to think about shifting your breath and paying attention to where you'd like the breath in areas where perhaps you want to feel a sense of openness or lengthening or maybe relaxation. And do that throughout the practice today. And then as you continue to breathe deeply into the lowest part of your belly, go ahead and set an intention or a dedication for your practice today. So something you'd just like to focus on. Maybe it's delving a little bit deeper into that concept of self-study for the physical body, or maybe the emotional body, or whatever it might be for you. Bringing that intention into your heart, breathing deeply into it. And then we'll take one more cleansing breath. So nice deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. And then start to make your way into tabletop. And then we'll start with just a few weight shifts from fingertips back towards the toes. You can do this with your toes tucked under or tops of the feet flat, whatever feels good for you. Sometimes if you're taking a little bit of extra weight on your feet, it might feel good to bring a little bit of length into the bottoms of the feet. And then start to move those weight shifts in more of a circular direction. So you're going to shift up towards the hands and then back towards the feet in a clockwise direction a few times. And then go ahead and move counterclockwise. Then come back to the center and just begin to shift your hips from side to side. Just kind of lengthening into the sides of the trunk. Just noticing how that feels. And then we'll take our hands up to the left corner. Take a breath in and drop back towards the right heel, diagonal stretch. You can relax your head and neck on your arm or wherever it falls. And then I invite you to take a couple nice deep breaths into that right side of the trunk. So not only right side of the trunk and the back, but all the way into the right side of the pelvis. And just pause and breathe, imagining that area of the body lengthening, creating space. And then coming back up to a neutral spine and tabletop, walk your hands over to the right side, breathe in. Exhale, drop back towards your left heel. Again, relaxing the head and neck, taking time to breathe deeply. Noticing the sensations that you feel as you take those nice deep breaths into the body. And then coming back to a neutral spine position, tops of the feet flat or toes tucked under. Just begin to cycle through cat and cow at your own pace. So inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. Let the tops of the shoulders relax. Allow the neck to be long. And start to coordinate movement and breath. We'll spend a little bit of time here, so feel free to add any additional movements, shifting the hips, pausing in either of those poses. Noticing the engagement of the belly as you draw the navel into the spine in cat. Just appreciating the strength in the midsection. Take about 2 more cycles at your own pace. Inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. And then coming back to a neutral spine here. Take the hands a little bit wider, and then we'll step the right foot forward between the hands and come into low lunge. So just be mindful of the knee over ankle position on that front leg, and maybe just shift your weight forward and backwards a few times. And feel free to take that front leg out a little bit wider if that feels good. And then we'll shift the weight over that right foot, plant the left hand, and reach the right arm up. Nice gentle twist. Just reaching the right fingertips up for the ceiling. Micro bend in that left elbow. Just twisting from low lunge. And then as you exhale, release the hand back down. This time walk the hands up the front thigh. Tuck the tailbone under and press the front of the left hip forward. And then just like you did with hands down on the mat, you can just play with a little bit of weight shifting. So really thinking about opening into that left hip flexor, firming up the left buttock here so you feel a little bit of length here. And again, just watch that knee over ankle alignment. If it feels good for you, go ahead and sweep the arms up, settle into that low lunge position, lifting your gaze towards the ceiling. Just noticing how you feel. We'll let the right arm drop down this time, and then take that left arm, reach it up and over towards the right wall or right side of your space. Once again, nice big side stretch here all the way into that left hip flexor. Just pause and breathe, looking up or down, whatever feels best on your neck. Relaxing your face. As you inhale, sweep both arms up. And then as you exhale, we'll shift the weight back to splits prep. So you can stay up on that back leg, hinging forward over the right leg, and then relaxing your hands either on either side of the knee or just resting them on the thigh. Keeping your heart lifted. Maybe rotating the leg or pointing and flexing that front foot might feel good. Breathing as you invite some length into the back of the leg. And then we'll walk the hands forward again, this time bringing them to the instep of the right foot. And we'll take the right foot out to the side a little bit more, coming into lizard pose. So from the front, you're going to have that right foot dropped out to the side a little bit more. You might rock out to the outer edge of that right foot and kind of let the left front of the hip drop down. So you can stay on straight elbows here. If you have a block, you could come down to your block, or you can walk down to your forearms. So this is a little bit more hip opening. But just kind of meet yourself where you are today, not forcing anything. Take a couple of nice deep breaths and think about directing the breath around the pelvis, relaxing through the inner thighs, the hip flexors, rotators of the hip, and softening the back of the neck. Relaxing the face and jaw as you continue to breathe. And each time you exhale, just think about letting go of something. Whether that's tightness, or stiffness, or maybe a worry that you have. And then slowly walking the hands back up if you came down, toe heeling that right foot back in. And then this time we're going to step the right foot back and come into kneeling. So if you need a little bit of extra padding, you can fold the back edge of your mat or otherwise use a towel. Just a gentle back bend and heart opener. So we'll take the hands to the sacrum, that triangle bone at the bottom of the spine, point the elbows back, and just begin to lift your chin up. So think about opening across the chest and shoulders. And then if you'd like to take a little back bend here, you're going to firm up the glutes first. And then just begin to gaze back or more up towards the ceiling. If that doesn't feel good for you, then just stay in a neutral spine. And then whenever you come back to neutral, you're going to pull the belly in. So engage the belly. Then we'll walk back down to hands and knees. Take a nice deep breath in here, and then as you exhale, this time we'll step the left foot forward for a low lunge. And just like you did on the first side, we'll start to just shift the weight a little bit. So just kind of getting into your body. So we're talking about that concept of self-study. So yoga is really about making the practice your own. So if it feels good to come into a static posture and hold, you can do that. If it feels good to shift your weight and move a little bit, then you can do that. And then eventually shifting that knee back over the ankle. We'll keep the right hand planted this time and reach the left arm up to twist. Nice and easy. And continue to just gently engage the belly. So navel into the spine, giving the abdomen lots of support. Continuing to breathe here. And then as you exhale, releasing that hand back down, this time walking the hands up the front thigh, tucking the tailbone under. Once again, settling into that front knee. A little bit of weight shift might feel good. Firming up the right buttock and pressing the front of that right hip forward. And then on an inhale, sweep both arms up, drop the shoulders down, lift the gaze. Relaxing through the face and jaw. Good, drop the left arm down, reach the right arm up and over, nice side stretch here. Gazing up or down, left fingertips reach for the floor. Relax the face. Good, as you inhale, sweep the arms back up. And then as you exhale, we'll shift back to splits prep. So shifting the weight onto that back leg, hinging at the hip crease, bringing fingertips on either side of that front knee, or just bringing the hands to the thigh. And just like you did on side one, you can hold and find stillness, if that works better for your body, or you can add some movement. Directing the breath to maybe where you feel most restricted. Good, and then walking the hands back forward. Go ahead and bring the hands to the instep of the foot. Lizard pose or lizard lunge. Rocking out to the outer edge of that left foot, letting the front of the right hip drop down. And then you might take a different modification on this side, so maybe walking down to the forearms or staying on a straight elbow. But just allow yourself to get into the hips a little bit more here. Maybe allowing the eyes to close. Really focusing in on what feels like it could use some extra space today. Relaxing through the face and jaw. If you came down to the forearms, slowly start to walk back up. And then toe heeling that feet back in. A hand on either side of the foot. Step it back to tabletop. And then from here, walk down to your forearms. Tuck the toes under and press up to Dolphin Pose today. So Dolphin Pose, very similar to Down Dog in that you're still creating that triangle shape, but through the forearms instead of the hands. Just relaxing through the head and neck. Pedaling out the feet a little bit. And then shimmy the feet back and then come into forearm plank from either the toes or the knees. So perfectly fine to set your knees down. If you do that here though, try to keep your back parallel to your mat and continue to draw the belly in. So in pregnancy, lots of neutral spine strengthening for core is very good. So these types of positions where you're kind of co-contracting abdominals and low back muscles are probably the easiest to do. Continuing to engage around the belly in the midsection, lots of support for baby. And then as you exhale, step the feet in, Dolphin Pose. Take a cleansing breath here, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And when you're ready, press up to Downward Facing Dog. Maybe just take a little bit more space between hands and feet here. And pedaling out the feet or alternating, dropping a knee into center. Might feel good to take the feet a little bit wider as you drop the knees in. Just gonna be in your body and see what feels good today. The focus when we're in downward dog is gonna be on pelvic position. So lifting the sit bones up and back, and then letting the rest of the body follow. So whether that's just kind of allowing or imagining the heels kind of floating down to the mat or the knees being straight, whatever works out best. Keep your head and neck in line with the spine. Eventually bring your feet back in so they're hips distance apart. Looking forward towards the hands. Take your time, but walk all the way up towards the top of your mat. Step your feet out so they're the width of the mat, slightly turned in and forward fold. And you can shift your weight again, side to side or toes to heels. Maybe grab opposite elbows, softening the back of the neck. Bending the knees generously here, just allowing yourself to come into that rounded spine posture. And then let your fingertips dangle down for the floor. Toe heel the feet in so they're hips distance apart and come up halfway to a flat back. Good, let's fly those arms out to a T shape. So pulling the shoulder blades towards the spine, belly is in. As you exhale, generous fold, bend the knees. Good, one more time, inhale, come up to a flat back, halfway lift, arms fly out, shoulder blades together. Exhale, round and fold. Take your time, press into those feet, sweep all the way up. Pedaling out those feet if you need to, reaching the arms up. Little back bend if that feels good. And then exhale the hands to heart center. As you inhale, sweeping up, little back bend. As you exhale, hands come through heart center, bow, forward fold, round your back. Relax your neck. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up, look up, little back bend. Exhale, bow, forward fold, hands through heart center, lead with your heart. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, press through the feet, come all the way up, look up, little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, high lunge salutation next. Inhale, sweeping up, little back bend. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, big step back with the right foot, high lunge. Walk or sweep your hands up, toe heel the feet out a little bit more for better balance. Back knee is straight, lift the gaze. Knee tracks over the ankle on the front leg. Good, breathe in. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank pose, step it back. Good, take a breath in. As you exhale, set your knees down, lower all the way to your tummy or hands and knees. Inhale, any back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Good, looking forward. This time, right foot steps through, high lunge, side 2, rise. Back knee is straight, up on the ball of your back foot. Soft tops the shoulders. Exhale, hands to the mat. Curl your back toes under, step forward. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Look all the way up, little back bend. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Lead with your heart. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back with the right foot, high lunge. Walk or sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank pose. So from here, you can lower all the way to your tummy or set your knees down, lower halfway, any back bend and down dog, or skip the back bend and come into downward facing dog. Looking forward, right foot steps through, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step forward. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Look up. This time, exhale, hands to heart center. Good, we'll take it to sun salutation A. Inhale, sweeping up, little back bend. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or hop back to plank and pause from your toes or your knees. Lower halfway, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, any back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Good, cleansing breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Good, inhale, right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, come up to warrior 2. Good, turn the palms to face up. Let the shoulders drop down away from your ears, gaze over the front hand. Good, pause and breathe. As you exhale, reverse warrior. Nice and light on your back hand. Front knee stays bent over the ankle. Pause and breathe. Good. As you exhale, windmill your hands down to the mat, stepping back to plank pose. That vinyasa series, or skip it and press back to down dog, tabletop, or child's pose. Good. Notice how you feel. Allow yourself to be in your body. If your mind starts to wander, do your best to bring it back to your breath and back to this present moment. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it forward, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Soft tops of the shoulders, settle into that front knee. Inhale, the palms up, opening a little bit more of the chest and shoulders. Good, pause and breathe. Slightly tucking the tailbone under, still activating the midsection. Exhale, reverse warrior. Keep the bend in your front knee. Light on your back hand. Pause and breathe into that side body. As you exhale, windmill your hands down to the mat. Step it back to plank pose. Belly in. From the toes or the knees, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it forward between the hands, and then we're going to walk the hands around and come into a wide leg fold. So you'll end up turning both toes or both feet to be slightly inward. And really use the length of your mat here. So if you do have a block, you can use that to place your hands on. If you don't have a block, you could also bring your hands to your lower legs. But relax the back of the neck, a little bit of weight shifting from toes to heels here. And then just walk your hands over to your right foot. Take a little bit of time there. Couple of breaths, and then walk the hands through the center and move them over to side 2. And then slowly walking your hands back through the center. Pause and breathe. Noticing the length of the back body and the back of the legs. And then on an inhale, come out to monkey pose. So you'll walk your hands a little bit more forward, tent the fingers perhaps, or use a block. Top of the head is flat, or top of the head is forward. And then we'll plant the right hand and sweep the left arm up, so you're twisting to the left. And then as you exhale, release back, monkey pose, flat back, belly in. Left hand plants, inhale the right arm out this time. Relaxing the face and jaw as you twist. And then exhale, monkey pose one more time, flat back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, forward fold, wide legs. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows here, or opposite ankles if that feels good. And then next we're going to change our foot position. So we're going to turn the heels to be in and the toes to be out at about 45 degrees. You could narrow up your stance a little bit, but then we'll walk the hands up the thighs. And we'll support ourselves with hands on the thighs. So pressing the knees out to the side, keeping your chest lifted, maybe a little weight shifting from side to side, starting to notice some opening into the inner thighs here. Take a breath in, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to dip your left shoulder in, turn and look to the right. Come back to center, breathe in. Exhale, dip your right shoulder in, turn and look back to the left. Inhale, come back to center, and then we'll float the arms up for goddess pose. So hands can be nice and wide here. You can take them out to a T, whatever feels good for you. If movement feels good, that's fine. Otherwise, nice static hold. Slightly tucking the tailbone in, so again, noticing that activation through the low belly, supporting the low spine. As you inhale, straighten everything up, starfish pose. Take up as much space as you can. Good, noticing how you feel. And then as you exhale, sink down, goddess pose. Tailbone tucks, belly in. Relax your face and jaw. On an inhale, bring the hands to heart center. Exhale, navel to the spine. Good, inhale, send the palms out and out to the side. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Good, again, send the hands forward, out to the side, palms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Belly in, one more time. Inhale, sending the arms forward, out to the side, shoulder blades pulled together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, inhale, straighten everything up, starfish pose. Take up lots of space on your mat. Good, and then exhale, turn to face the top edge of your mat, step forward, mountain pose. Pedal out those feet a little bit here. Just notice how you feel. Pausing in mountain pose briefly. Maybe blink the eyes closed here and just notice the ground beneath your feet. And then check in with yourself. So see if you are noting more weight on one foot over the other. Notice if you can feel the weight distributed equally on all four corners of each foot. And just pause and breathe. And we'll take a little bit of balancing today. So from mountain pose, blink your eyes open, stand nice and tall, and shift your weight onto your right foot. Take kickstand first. So remember, in any balance postures, we really want to be mindful to not let the hip pop out to the side. So nice engagement on that standing leg. And then if it feels good, you can float the leg to the calf or the inner thigh and kind of do whatever feels good for your arms. So arms can open up, or you can bring them to prayer, over heart, or over the top of your head, whatever feels good for you. But continuing to stand tall on the leg, pausing and breathing, finding a focal point, and then as you exhale, start to slowly release out of it. We'll take side two. Once again, as you shift your weight, your pelvis is going to stay level. Really standing tall through that leg you're standing on. And then playing with hand position and foot position, whatever feels best for you. And then as you come into these balance postures, see if there are some small adjustments you can make to allow the pose to be more available for you and your body right now. Good. As you exhale, start to slowly come out of it. Good. From here, as you inhale, sweep the arms up. Take a steeple grip overhead, reaching through first finger and thumb, and then exhale, tipping to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tipping to the left. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, releasing the arms all the way down. Good. Go ahead and take a seat in the middle part of your mat. And then taking your time, either rolling through your side or engaging your belly, go ahead and come all the way down to your back. Once you're on your back, just setting the soles of the feet on the mat, bringing your arms down at your sides. We'll just take a couple of coordinated breaths. So on an inhale, nice deep breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hold, arms overhead. Good, another inhale. And then exhale, bring the arms back down. We'll do that one more time. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hold the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms down. Good, one more time, focusing in on lengthening both sides of the breath. So inhale, sweep the arms up, expand the rib cage. Exhale, stay. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms down at your sides. Good, as it's available to you, go ahead and grab both knees and just start to massage out the low back here. Maybe gently rocking from side to side or making some small circles on the mat with your low back. And when you feel ready, we'll let the legs fall to the left side. Try to keep your shoulder blades on the mat and just turn and look to the right. You can reach that right arm out if that feels good. Just a gentle spine twist here. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. So we're focusing in on preparing for our final relaxation. So we're going to do what feels good for us to just slow things down. Once again, maybe recalling that intention that you set for your practice today. Maybe just taking a moment of gratitude for coming to your mat. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees back through the center, breathing in and then letting them fall to the right side, extending the left arm out. Blinking your eyes closed or lowering your gaze. Breathing deeply. Allowing yourself to continue to be in each moment. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing the knees back, and then coming into Shavasana on your back, or if you're more comfortable, rolling over onto either side, and just using your arm for support, coming into your final relaxed posture here. If you are on your back, tucking the shoulder blades underneath you, letting the feet and ankles relax and fall out to the long edges of the mat. Lowering your gaze or blinking your eyes closed, take a cleansing breath. Inhaling through the nose. Big, heavy sigh through the mouth. Surrender to your mat, yogis. Put a pause in the mind chatter. Let yourself be here. Repeat these phrases quietly to yourself. I am strong. I am capable. I am confident. I am loved. I am enough. Let the ground support you. Put a pause on the body and the mind. Enjoying a few moments of peace and stillness.